huge welcome to everyone joining Get Shreddy with Superdrug. We're so excited for this partnership. We're really excited to be celebrating it here today with so many people in January, and we're so excited for everyone to try the supplements, to get to know the brand, and also the partnership between our two brands has been really, really exciting so far, so we can't wait.
Okay, let me start my timer. So, all of these will pretty much be at your own pace. This first bit can be a little bit on to beat, so we're going to just step and do a little squat and then to the other side. So all we're doing just now is getting warmed up and the other side. Nice. As we get warmer, maybe we can go a little bit lower. We've got everyone joining us at home as well. They've got their bands. Awesome. I think I'm shouting into this mic. It's not a real mic. Cool. All right, a little bit faster now. And a little bit lower. Good. We're going to go onto high knees, running on the spot. Off we go. Nice. Pick your knees up nice and light to start off with. Good. I'm going to face this way a little bit as well for the cameras at home. Good. Bit higher, bit faster. Nice. All right. With this, you're going to slow it down a little bit. Do 3 jogs. Lift one knee up. Open wide. Back to jogging on the spot. Good. And the other side. Bronte's got the shoes off. Good. And again. Nice. One more on the other side. Cool. All right. Come to the edges of your mat with me. From here, you're going to hinge from your hips. Stretch into your hamstrings. Walk your hands all the way out. Hold this high plank. 4 shoulder taps. And walk back up. Good. In your own time, let's do 4 more like that. Walk all the way out to your high plank. 4 shoulder taps. Hips stay nice and still. Walk back. Good. 3 more. Off you go. Good. Keep moving if you're at home. If you're at home. Really try and keep those hips nice and still when you're tapping. All we're doing is getting your body ready for this workout. We're super, super big on warm-ups at Shreddy. Even our shorter workouts, quick-fire guides, all have proper warm-ups. Good. Last one. Cool. All right, back to our squats then. You're going to do a little squat this time. Stretch and kick. Awesome. Good. We're almost there. Hopefully feeling a little bit warmer. Good. 2 more. And 1. Good. All right. Last thing. Come down into a squat hold. Hold on to your toes. Pull your bum low, knees out. Good. Still holding your toes. Stick your bum in the air. Good. And again, hinge down, chest up. Cool. Hinge up. 3 more. And then bands are coming on. Good. Put your chest up. Brilliant. Last one. Good. Stand up, shake off. Okay. All right. Circuit 1 then. You're going to need your band for most of these. We've got 4 exercises. We're going to work for 30 seconds. Rest for 10. Last exercise on this circuit and our next circuit, your bands are going to come off. First exercise I'm going to show you. Actively pushing out against that band. Hips go back. Tap. If you'd like to, jump. And then 3 steps back. Second exercise on your mat. Pulse for 2. Come up onto your toes. Calf raise. Squeeze your bum. Back to 2. Big drive up. You're on your backs in your glute bridge. Chin tucked, look forward. You're going to drive up, open out, come back down. And then your final one, band off, jumping lunges here and switch. If you don't want to jump, you can just step. That's fine. No jumping if you don't want to jump. All right, bands on to start off with. 30 seconds. If you need to stop and have a rest during any of this, that's totally fine. Do as much of it as you can. All right, just above your knees in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Bend your knees, bum goes back. 3 taps. If you want to, add that jump. And if you want to. Good, stay nice and low with this. Awesome, hips go back. Nice. Last 10 seconds. Oh, it's already sore. Good. 2, 1, last jump. Awesome, shake off, 10 seconds, keep the band on. You're going into your double pull squat, calf raise, onto your toes, squeeze your bum. 2, 1, off we go, knees out, double pulse, drive up and squeeze. Good. This is all in your own time, so you can slow it down if you need to. Awesome. Good, see if we can go a little bit lower, keep moving with this. Double bounce, all the way up, squeeze your bums. You're flying in your last 10. Good, go low. Nice. 2, 1. All right, relax onto your backs. Glute bridge with that abduction, chin tucked. Look forward. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Drive up, extend out, come back in. Really think about keeping your hips up, all the way up when you're opening your knees out. Brilliant. I think that's not a great angle for everyone at home. So sorry. Good, keep going. You've got 15 seconds. Big drive up through your heels, hips all the way up. I want to see hips higher than this. Good. Absolutely flying. Last 5. 2, 1. Bands off. Good. Standing up. All right. In less than 10, we're going into our 30 seconds of jumping lunges. You've got a huge rest after this. If you do not want to jump, just step back. 2, 1. Siri, go away. Off we go. Good, be nice and light. If you want to add a jump in the middle, that's fine too. Do whatever feels comfortable for you. Good. Nice, try be explosive. Use your arms, keep your core tight. Over halfway. Nice. Last 5 seconds, 3 more jumps if you can. 2, 1. Relax. Round 1, shake everything off. Have a drink, please, if you need one. Water, BCAAs, whatever you've got in there. Okay. All right, so exactly what to expect. We're doing that one more time. Bums should start to be slightly warmer than they were when we first started. How are you feeling? Cheers. Quads. Okay. All right, let's go bands back on. Really think about slowing this down if you need to. Concentrating on your glutes. All right, we're going in 5. Back to 30 seconds. Grab walks. If you didn't add that jump the last time and you feel like you could, add it this time. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Bend your knees, push your hips back. Good, 3 steps. Big jump if you want to. Nice. Stay low, push your hips to the back of the room. Only 30 seconds. Already 15 done. You can, Yuri, that's what it's about. Good, almost there. 5, 2, 1, relax, good. Small shake off, 10 seconds, squat, pulse, calf raise. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Feet shoulder width apart, maybe a bit wider. Add your double pulse, big squeeze up. Again, when you're up on your toes, squeeze your calves, squeeze your bums, hold for a sec. Good, stay with us, stay with us. Awesome, last 10 seconds. Let's see if we can go a little bit lower on those squats. Bit faster up on the extension. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Onto your mat, please. Chin tucked, looking forward. Glute bridge position. Drive up, knees go out. In 5, 2, 1. Off we go. I need to angle myself away from the camera. There we go. Good. Keep your hips up as you extend those knees out. Absolutely flying. If you want to lift your toes up ever so slightly, keep the weight in your heels. Push your hips as high as you can go. Good. You're on your last 10. Stay with this. Jumping lunges, and then you've got a big rest after this. Bit higher up, please. 2, 1. Awesome. Stand up. Lose the band. Big, big rest after this, 30 seconds. Stay with me. All right, we're jumping, or we're stepping, or we're adding a little hop in the middle. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Nice and low. Be explosive. Nice. All Mia's flying. Good. Liz is flying. This is brilliant. You've got a huge, huge rest after this, so I know it starts to burn now, but it will shake everything off. Have a big drink and recover after this. 10 seconds, that's all there is. Stay with me. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Nice. Really nice. All right, big shake off. Have another drink if you need one. We are going on to circuit 2. So, similar focus. This time we're going for a little bit longer, but we're also going to rest for a little bit longer. So, up in the intensity, 40 seconds of work this time, but we're resting for 15. First exercise, of course, with your band. You're going to do 20 seconds on each side. Hinge forward, push your bum to the back of the room, and you're going to be stepping back and tapping. All your weight on this front foot. Second one, you're coming up into a high bridge. So we're going to increase that range of motion this time from your glute bridges. Hands behind you, shoulders rolled back, drive all the way up, add a pulse, squeeze. Come back down, add a pulse. Third one, you're going to move the band down to your ankles. You're in high plank position. Step to the side, step back, other side, back. Continuously. And your final one, band or no band, is just your standard squat jumps all the way up. If you do not want to jump, squat to calf raise again. Okay, bands back on, please. I don't know what you expected at this time in the morning, but welcome. All right, so 40 seconds each side to start off with on your tap backs. Really hinge forward, push your bum back, keep that weight in your front leg. All right, in 3, 2, 1, off we go. 20 seconds, let's go nice and fast. Same leg, 20 seconds on one leg. Good, all your weight's in that front foot. Woo. The first 10 seconds are fine and then it hurts. Good, 3, 2, 1, immediately change sides. Step your other foot back. Good. Bring your chest over your knees slightly. You're hinging forward. Good. Light taps. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Lord. Sit down. Shoulders behind, hands behind your shoulders. Chest up. You're driving all the way up, increasing that extension this time with a pulse. 2, 1, off we go. Drive up, add a little pulse, come back down. Good, this whole time, your head staying completely still, chin stays tucked, look forward. Good, if you can, hold for a second at the top and squeeze. Good, knees out, don't let them cave in. Drop that low. 5 seconds, that's it. 3, 2, 1, Good, relax. Move that band down. Come up into your high plank position. You're stepping out to the side. Little steps, that's it. Alrighty. 2, 1, off we go. Keep that back flat. Step out, step back in. I know they're tiny steps. You don't need to move far. The band doesn't move very far. It's light. Good, there we go. Little steps. Awesome. Try keep those bums down. Lean your weight forward over your hands. Last 5, 2, 1. Relax. Brilliant. Take the bands off. I think that was the worst one. Yeah, I'm sorry. Good. Take the bands off. We're going straight into your final exercise before a huge rest. Squat jumps or a squat to calf raise. But a lot of us are jumping, so let's jump. In 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Squat low. Be explosive. Use your arms. Nice. If that is too much, squat. Drive straight up onto your toes. Still keep the intensity in there. Awesome. That's 20 seconds done. You're on your last 20. Good. If you need to have a quick shake off, that's fine. Good. Stay with us. You stay with us here at home as well. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Just pat my face down. Sweating slightly, I think. Good. All right. Shake off. Have another drink, please. We've got that one more time. And then we're going to give your legs a bit of a rest. Focus on your core and then finish everything off. Okay. So, round 2. You've done this before. Banded tap backs to start off with. So that hinge, quick tap. When you're ready, pop those bands back on. If this isn't making you excited to start Monday SHREDDY challenge, I don't know what is. This is what it's like. Okay, bands on. 40 seconds, 20 each side. In 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Hinge. Let's go. Tap fast. All that weight's in your front leg. Good. Really try and keep your hips still facing forward. Good. Less than 10. Keep moving fast, getting ready to switch in 3, 2, 1. Tap, immediately switch sides. Good, off we go. All that weight's in your front foot. This is the last time we're doing this. If you can, speed it up. Nice. Brilliant form, you guys. Stay with it. 5. Ow. 3, 2, 1. Good. Very good. Come down onto your mat. You've got 15 seconds rest. All right, into your high bridge position. Really think about getting that full extension, big squeeze at the top. In 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Drive up, add your pulse, come back down. Good. Tuck your chin, look forward. Keep your knees driving out against that band. Nice. Good. We're moving fast. Good. Ten seconds. Last few reps. Keep those knees pressed out against the band. Try not to let them cave in. You got this. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Brilliant. Move that band down. If you found that too hard the last time, you can keep your band on your knees and step out. See how you feel. All right, a little bit longer rest. Less than 10, we're going in. In that plank position, really think about keeping your wrists directly under your shoulders. You're in a really strong base over here. In 3, 2, 1. Off you go. High plank. little step. Try not to let that band pull you back in. Control the movement. This is really good. If you need to have a break, take the pressure off your wrists, give them a roll and get back into it. That's totally fine. We're getting towards the end now, so it's knackering. Good, bums down, back flat. Last 10 seconds, stay with me. 3, 2, 1, relax. Wow, good. Take the band off. Last one on this circuit and we're pretty much done, you guys, honestly. Really good. No one looks very happy with me. Happy Thursday. Okay, cool down. Last 40 seconds, squat jumps or squat to calf raise, and then a huge break, and we're gonna take it to some abs. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Be explosive if you can. Nice. Good. Think about what your knees are doing on those squats. Keep them in line with your toes. Again, if you need to take it down, squat calf raise, that's totally fine. If I wasn't here and we were all doing it at home, I'd probably have a few more rests as well. So just chill. You're on your last 10 seconds though. 2, 1, relax. Good, very good. All right, have a drink. You do not need your bands for the next little bit. Just chill, cool. Cool. Okay, while you're resting, I'm gonna explain our next little bit. I've just realized I have zero control of the music, so I understand it's quite loud when I'm speaking. So, 20 seconds, 10 seconds rest, and another 20 seconds. We're gonna be in low plank position this time. You're gonna start with your 20 seconds, holding that plank, rest for 10, come up onto your forearms, mountain climbers as fast as you can for 20, rest for 10. So like a mini Tabata, some might say, which we all know I love. So onto your mats, please. We're gonna go in 15 seconds. We're starting with our 20 seconds of plank, so that's on your forearms. Nothing tricky, just try and hold this as still as you can. All right, we're going in 5. Alrighty then, 2, 1, bum squeeze, backs flat, lean your weight forward slightly, hold this. Good, squeeze your bums, you're only here for 20 seconds. Oh, massive bones. Awesome. That's 10 done. Try not to let your back sag. If you feel your back dip, push up, squeeze your bum. Last 5. 2, 1, relax. Come up onto your knees. Rest for 10. We're going to go into mountain climbers as fast as you can. All right, in 3, 2, 1, off we go. 20 seconds here. Super quick Tabata. Drive those knees into your chest. Good. If that is too much, you can step and tap. Brilliant. Stay with this though. You were already over 10 seconds in. Less than 10 to go. 2, 1, relax. Nice. Roll your wrists. Good. Take the weight off them. One more time. Good. All right, back onto your forearms. Use this plank to get your breath back. 2, 1, off we go. Hold, push the floor away, squeeze your bum slightly. So good, less than 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, relax. 20 seconds of mountain climbers. You're so close to being done. You look so chilled. Okay, all right. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Drive those knees. Keep your upper body nice and still if you can. Good. Bums down. Head stay nice and still. Look straight down in front of you. Five, 2, 1. Relax. Wow. So good. Right. To finish this off nicely, heart rates should come back down, so that's fine. We're just going to finish off your glutes once and for all. So I don't know where quite angle-wise to face this. So I'm going to go this way. But your wrist is going to be under your shoulder. Stack your knees and bring them up slightly. I like to put my hand behind my hip. From there, you're going to drive all the way up and open up and then come back down, shove your bum back, drive up, bring your hips forward. Who knows what's or what. But what we're going to do is we're going to do 5 of those, hold for 5 seconds at the top, another 5, another 5-second hold, switch sides, twice. Then we're done. Then we stretch and we're done. Okay, all right, into position then. Choose the side you'd like to start with. Keep that elbow directly under your shoulder. Stack your knees. Good, bring your knees up towards your stomach a little bit so you're at like a 90-degree angle. Yep, then tuck your heels in towards your bum a bit. Brilliant. Into positions. Right, 5 of these then. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Drive up. Gosh, the push ready, people. Good. There, it's all in that bottom leg. Drive up, open up. Oh, we love this one. My foot is coming up as well. Okay, right. Everyone's tried it. Let's do it together now. So, lift your knees up. Your foot comes up too. We're going for 5 knees, holding for 5 seconds at the top. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Drive for 5, 4. Brilliant. 3, 2. On this one, hold at the top. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Relax. I'm losing you on this one. Good. Let's change sides. Finish this off on the other side and we'll stretch. I think we've had enough. Good. All right. Elbow directly under your shoulders. Knees stacked. Bring them up towards your stomach. Bring your knees up a little bit more. Yep. Cool. Strong base. 5 of these. 5-second hold. 2, 1. Off you go. Drive up. Good. 1, 2. This side looks a bit easier. Your lower leg stays on the ground. Good. Hold this. Good. 2, 1. Relax. Right. We'll all practice these. We shouldn't have finished on that one, but absolutely brilliant. Let's sit on your mats. Let's get our breath back and stretch. That was brilliant. I don't think we knew it was going to be so hard, but it was great. Right, lean down. Hold wherever you can. Your other arm is going to come all the way up and over. And breathe. Now that it's done, it's a really good start to a Thursday morning. You don't mind me saying? Good, change sides. So we'll have some time just to chill in here, have some water and everything, and ask any questions that you'd like to Grace about everything veganuary, Yucanuary, Superdrug, all sorts. Good, come back. You're going to take a big step forward. Try keep that shin parallel to your mat. Walk your back foot back. Good. If your foot's coming towards your hip, that's totally fine. Try do this a little bit more if possible. It just means your hips are maybe a little bit tight. Good. So always, as well as our full warm-ups, we always do full cool-downs on SHREDDY. Stuff like this ultimately really does help a lot with mobility. Good. Big step forward and the other side. I just realized everyone on their live streams just saw me doing the clown things and they didn't see you doing the clown things. So they might not be sure what happened. But well done if you did them with us. Thank you. All right, we're gonna stand up. Last couple, big quad stretch, knees together. Hold, ear, nose, belly button. Knees together, squeeze your bums. Ah, good. Brilliant, change sides. Good, knees come together, balance. My hair feels crazy. Good, last bit then, big forward fold. Hang. You can sway side to side if you'd like to. My whole butt's in Shreddy's face. That's brilliant. And then come down to your mat and have a seat. Brilliant. Perfection. How are we feeling? Tired. Me too. I didn't actually expect to get sweaty myself, but there we go. It happens. Alrighty, so if anyone does have any questions for Grace, please pop your hands up. But I think we should kick it off basically by just, Grace, if you could talk us through a little bit of your own fitness journey and what you're doing in January 2022.
Oh yeah, so in terms of my own fitness journey, I started working out probably properly like 6 years ago now, which makes it feel like
a long time.
I should be really advanced, like that really, that's a very long time. Also, SHREDDY turned 5 on Boxing Day this year, which is so old for a company and feels like it's not a toddler anymore, so I can't actually complain about when it's doing toddler things. Yeah, so I started about 6 years ago, and I was always really into sports before I started getting into fitness, but every time I would try and do fitness as like a gym thing that was like really results based, I just hate it. Like I'd go to the gym, and I know that lots of you will know that, especially like as a woman, the industry kind of tells you just like, oh, well, you've got to run to do this, you've got to do this amount of cardio to do this, you've got to do, and it like tells you what to do, and then you're doing it. And I'm like on the treadmill, like, I really, really hate this. Like there's nothing about this that's enjoyable. And so just kept kind of falling off again and again. And that became a lot of the inspiration for starting SHREDDY, because the idea that you have to do lots of things that you hate in order to get results that you love just doesn't make any sense to me. And that's kind of what we're about, is about finding out for each customer what they enjoy and therefore what they're going to stick to. Because also it's not just about the end goal, and it can't just be about the end goal. Otherwise, when you've spent a weekend off, you're going to be like, God, I just don't want to do this again today. So that's what it's all about for us. But since that point, my fitness journey has been about finding out what I really enjoy. I got introduced to lifting and realised that it didn't just need to be about kind of like really slow, not very sweaty, like picking up weights and putting them down, but it could be like a mixture of the two, and that's what a lot of the SHREDDY gym guides has been about, is about having that like combination of training when you're going to get amazing results, but you also feel like you've got a good workout in, and I think that's really important in terms of your endorphins and in terms of wanting to come back the next time. So that's been a kind of like snapshot of my fitness journey. Now it's very much about what can fit into my everyday. I really notice a difference. I think we often say like, oh, I work out for my mental health, and actually a lot of the time I've been like, yeah, I do, but like I also work out because I want to look a certain way, and like I don't think we need to be like ashamed of that. And then I've actually realised within the past year that it's less that I really notice when I work out how good it is for my mental health. I usually notice like how tired I am in the morning when I get up for the gym and how sweaty I am after the gym. But I really, really notice when I don't work out and when I don't get good workouts in, just how much it affects my mental health. Usually I have a bit of a breakdown, and then I'm like, I haven't worked out for the past week, so that might be why. So that's kind of my fitness journey now. It's about working out what works for me, and that's what SHREDDY's all about too.
I was going to ask you, because January does seem to be a time that a lot of people choose to try and start to go vegan or make some vegan choices. Is there anything that you add to your diet supplement-wise, or how do you go about your diet in general, just being a vegan and still with lifting and everything? I know there's a misconception.
Yeah. Well, I went vegan about 4 years ago now, which also seems so long. And a lot of that for me was about, actually, it was kind of a funny story where I went in the first place. I'd been vegetarian for a bit because of kind of sustainability and ethical reasons. And then my friend got ill and couldn't eat animal products, and we were going away together for like 7 weeks, and she was really upset about it. So I was like, well, just try veganism, it will be fun. And at the time I thought it was like really, really extreme, and it was quite extreme at the time. And I remember coming back from that holiday and just being like, actually, I don't want to go back to it. But it also meant that because of the kind of vegan landscape at the time, I remember going to Tesco for the first time, coming back, and I spent 2.5 hours there trying to work out what I could eat. And I was just going through everything, and I was like, crisps, and I was like, milk powder, okay, no. And just spent time and time again basically going through that. And now the landscape is completely different, and I honestly do not believe you need to compromise anything to be vegan. And that's what our supplements are all about too. We don't have a non-vegan range with our supplements, so it's for us all about actually understanding how we can get the most out of supplements nutritionally and in terms of taste, because at the end of the day, if you're having a supplement that tastes like mud, you're not going to continue to want to take it no matter how nutritionally valuable it is. So for us, it's been actually about establishing, if we're going to set this benchmark where they're all going to be vegan, they're all going to be the majority like natural ingredients, but also taste really good and also have really good nutritional value in terms of what people want with their macros and everything, we want to do it in a way that we do it for everyone. And so that's been kind of part of our journey with making sure they're free of all, you know, all common allergens and veganism and being vegan and all of that, and never compromising taste. Like, I have never had a vegan protein that tastes good with water before we sampled this one. And to me, that was just, I mean, we didn't even plan to be a supplements brand, and here we are. So that was just about actually finding the right thing that really resonated with our customer. So for me now, veganism doesn't compromise any part of, like, I don't really notice it. It's just like a thing. And part of supplementing that with the right thing, like after a workout with a protein or in the morning with a daily dose or whatever it might be, has been really important for me, just in understanding my energy levels too, because there'll always be a change when you're kind of changing diet. So that's been really important for me. But I also genuinely think that if you haven't tried veganism, not going to preach it to you, but I also think that it is actually really, really easy now after that initial change of having to go around Tesco for 2 hours.
Does anyone else have any questions? I know we had some online. Yes, go ahead.
So the first one is from Jazz, and she asked, hi, I'm currently studying at university. Can you give a tip to someone who wants to make the most of the days and set a healthy daily routine?
Who wants to make the most of a day?
And set a healthy routine.
Yeah, of course. So I feel like one of the most important things about setting a healthy routine is like understanding yourself. My healthy routine is not necessarily going to work for anyone else. You really have to work out like how long it takes you for your focus to go, what things give you energy, what things zap your energy, and like work around that. So for me, for example, I know that I can't concentrate for over an hour. I mean, an hour is ambitious. So actually working with that rather than against that, I think is really important. I think when we're at school, we're kind of taught like, well, you're going to have this lesson here, you're going to have this lesson here, and then there are some that you'd like go into and you'd be like, I didn't listen to anything because I was too distracted and like couldn't concentrate after this much time head down working. And I think that you actually need to be able to come out of that mindset and into a mindset where you understand that there is going to be a difference for you versus the next person. And the more you can work with that difference, the more you're setting yourself up for success rather than failure. So I think the biggest tip I can provide would just be to understand what your limits are and what your strengths are. So for me, for example, it's always working out in the morning, because if I get to the end of my work day and I'm expecting to get a workout in, I am lying to myself, because I will get home and the second my bum hits that sofa, I am not moving, and I need to understand that, because otherwise I'd be every day like, oh, I've missed my workout again. And it's like, well, if something's happening repetitively, actually understanding whether that's ingrained into your day or part of who you are in terms of what you can concentrate on and what you can't, I think is so important. Otherwise you're setting yourself up for failure. So for me, the biggest tip I can give you is learn what makes you feel good, what makes you feel bad, what makes you focus, all of these different things, and work with it. And also time block. That's my biggest tip.
Time block.
I've got some more online questions as well.
Yeah, perfect. If anyone has any questions, just stick your hand up. Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
I don't know if you'll be able to answer this, but you know the current supplements, are you just going to keep advancing them, or do you think there's going to be more?
Wow, she wants a teaser. So interestingly, as I kind of alluded to before, we never set out to be a supplements company. SHREDDY has always been about making people's fitness journeys easier. And for us to go into supplements, could only be then about making people's fitness journeys easier. And my problem with the supplements industry was there were things out there that I'd be like, yeah, this is my favorite one of this. And I'd be like, yeah, I mean, it's good. It's like vegan and it does the job. And so I'd kind of settle with that. And then I was like, I cannot believe we can send people to space and vegan protein still tastes like mud. Like, that makes no sense to me. And so we started just like testing with people and kind of going to factories, going to providers, and actually saying, like, what can you do that will make this taste better and is not going to fill it with shit, essentially. And so when we originally tried that vegan protein, the one that we have now as our protein, I remember just being like, oh my God, this exists and no one's selling it. Like, this makes, like, no one spent enough time working on it to actually get this type of taste and texture. That is insane to me. And having a vegan protein that was not just like, oh, you can mix it with water, but you might have to block your nose, but instead being like, this is mixable with water and will taste good, is just like an absolute game changer for me. So we kind of had to release it because it was like, this would be unfair to the people to not have this out in the world. And so we did that, and we've not been able to keep it in stock ever. No. Like, it just flies out of stock all the time, which is amazing because it shows just how much the community and the industry needs it. And so for us, taking that further is just based on what the customer wants and what the customer needs. So there have been a few things that I've never been able to replace in the vegan world that I think are really important to get right. And I think we've got some of them right. And in due course, you'll see what they are. So yes, there is very much an expansion on the way, and part of the exciting part of that is that we have partnered with Superdrug to be delivering this also to people's high streets, which I think is really important. So if you're ever out with your protein and you're walking home, you can pop into your Superdrug and get the SHREDDY there. And I think that's really important as well to getting out to a bigger market and saying, like, you do not need to stomach protein tasting like mud. Like, you really don't. We've saved you. So, like, please stop drinking that. And so a lot of that over the next few years will be about taking that out to the wider market and helping people see that actually, you can do better than your current mud protein. And so that for us is kind of the future. And we're really just listening to our customers. We've got a big piece of market research we're doing next week, which will all just be about understanding for the customers, like, what do you want? What would make your fitness journey easier? What do you find you're not getting in the industry today? And that for us is the essential thing, rather than necessarily just being like, take this, take this. It's about finding solutions to the current problems in the industry. Hi.
Well, there's loads
sorry.
of them now. Now we can stop.
Yeah.
So if you're ever struggling, like, with your physical health and you're not actually able to, like, get up and out and about, do you have any, like, advice for how to maintain, like, a healthy mindset?
Yeah, well, I think probably first thing that it's worth me saying is that I've never been in that position, so I can't necessarily sit here and kind of say, like, oh, just get it. Like, I think that a lot of the fitness industry can often just be like, it is very no excuses, just do this kind of, and I think that actually one of the most important things when it comes to fitness and being like, as SHREDDY, like a friendly fitness company, is just being like understanding that fitness is not just about going to the gym, and it will never just be about that, and for some people it won't be about going to the gym at all ever, and I think just understanding, like, in that scenario, what makes you feel good and what you can do more of to make you feel good. And sometimes that is, you know, like writing a to-do list and sorting out what you need to do that day, and I find that sometimes quite therapeutic. And sometimes that is just being like, I feel really bad today, like I'm going to stay in bed, and that is healthy, and that's like, that is my fitness today. And so I think that really understanding that kind of for yourself is so important, and also just having, I think, understanding when the good thing to do is like push forward and, as I said, like write a to-do list to get a few things done, or when the right thing is to kind of sit back. Both of those are so healthy, and understanding that I think is far more important than forcing yourself to go to the gym when you actually don't feel like you can in that time.
Bronte had a hand up, and go Bronte first, and then, oh, I'm so sorry. Holly, I'm still gonna Holly, like Bronte go.
So I think that one of the important things for me is that I think that coffee's got all my answers, and then I'll like have my coffee before my gym, and then I'll have coffee after the gym, and I've got loads of endorphins as well, and then in an hour's time I'll have the crash of all crashes. And I think the important thing for me has been understanding that that's not you know, that's not all I need, and there might be something else that I can filter to kind of plug that gap. So what I do is I have a coffee before my gym session, because there is no chance now I'm doing it without one. And then afterwards, instead of having a coffee, I'll have a daily dose, because it actually gives you such a natural boost of energy. I don't know if anyone here has tried daily dose, but honestly, it is like, yeah, it's right here. It is genuinely like, it's such like a nice natural boost of energy, but it's not, you know, when you have like an energy drink and you're like, yeah, for 15 minutes, then you're like, no. And so for me, that really works, but it'll be different for everyone. Also having my protein after my workout and BCAAs as well for recovery, because you will be sore, especially with the SHREDDY challenges. Like the SHREDDY challenges are about saying like, for the next 8 weeks, we're doing this, and all about community, all about doing it together, whatever your goals are. And, but it's hard. It's meant to do things within that 8 weeks, so it's going to be difficult. And we want people to challenge themselves. There's a reason it's called the challenge in the first place. And so actually understanding what you need in terms of recovery, stretching, all like protein, all of these things to actually help you recover and to help you get the most out of your progress, I think is really important. But for me, it's often protein after my workouts, daily dose when I need an extra boost of energy, and BCAAs as well to make sure my recovery is on track. I think
sold out.
Yeah, it's got to be the peach iced tea daily dose. I mean, I have to stop having it. Like you know when they say like if you take extra vitamins, you're just going to pee them out. Like the amount of vitamins I must pee out, because honestly, it is the most delicious thing ever. And I don't even, it's like squash, and I'm not even like a big squash drinker, because sometimes I think it's like too sweet. I don't need the sugar rush, but that peach iced tea, it tastes like it's sent from heaven, and it is actually sent from heaven. But other than that, I'd say the salted caramel protein. If you mix that, salted caramel protein, banana, oat milk, and some ice, honestly, nicer than any milkshake, and you don't feel like super full after. It's kind of like a, God, like that was really nice. And I sometimes have it like when I'm really trying to stay on track, and I'm like, I probably don't need my third dessert for the day, and I'll have that instead. And it fills the spot.
Brilliant. Any more online?
Yes, quite a few. So I'll combine two from Jess and LMA, who asks, if you could give one piece of advice for someone going from being employed to just now starting your own business, what would it be? And what were the biggest challenges you faced as a woman in business when you started?
Oh God, okay, a big one.
Huge.
I talk too much anyway, so I don't need lots of content. So I would say, first, in terms of the moving from employment to self-employment or starting a business, is that you're going to move from a 9 to 5 to like a 5 to 9. I was trying to work that out in my head, and it was really complicated. Yeah. And so I think it is really important to set your boundaries. I think that if you're going, like, you'll often get burnt out a lot easier when you're working on your own stuff, because you feel so inspired by it. So some people say like you'll get burnt out less because you're constantly jumping out of bed. I don't find that. Like, I really love what I do, and not a single day this week if I jumped out of bed. And I think that that's really about understanding like where your boundaries are, and where you, in terms of kind of what I said before, in terms of your limits when you're working and all of these things, and just try not to oversaturate things. You could be so much more productive by knowing your boundaries and making sure you don't go outside of those, and you will start to see any week where you're getting like really stressed or tetchy or like any of these things will often be when you violated your own boundaries and you haven't really necessarily recognized that. So I think that's one of the most important things. And also be really clear about what your goals are, I think, with your business in terms of concrete goals. I talked last week on my Instagram about like SMART goals, so in terms of being measurable and everything, so you can work out when you've met them. Otherwise you're constantly working by being like, we need to do this, and then there's no way of measuring it. So I think that's really important. And then in terms of problems faced by a woman in business, there's lots. Like the business world isn't necessarily set up for women in business, but I've been really fortunate in the way that I've kind of, a lot of what I've done has been based on like working with amazing teams and working with people who really care about the product and everything. So it's been, you know, if we're talking about women getting funding, for example, the stats are absolutely horrendous. Like they are, if you look at a list of like top 20 women funded in the past like 5 years, it's like it is insane compared to the majority of business. And so there's like it depends which part of the landscape you kind of face most of the kind of struggles in. But for me, it's really been about concentrating on the business and what we can do to, you know, make the best. And so much of that has also been working with amazing women. And then we're all women in business, and so we can't hate on each other. And that's been a really kind of key part of my journey. But if I was to list all of them, I would be listing for a very long time.
But more hands up. It's online. Seems
What's
to be good.
the time?
Do you want to do one more?
Yeah. Fab. Sorry, what was that?
So, aside from SHREDDY, are there any other like fitness things you get from Superdrug, and how does Superdrug become also like retailer on the high street?
So I think for me, I've loved Superdrug because of the fact that their own brand stuff has always been cruelty-free. So I remember when I first switched to cruelty-free makeup and everything, I remember being like, there's, you know, vegan things are often marked with vegan, cruelty-free things are often marked with cruelty-free, but it's also it's a minefield. Like, you can't always work out what things are immediately. And actually just knowing that every single thing I got from own brand, whether it was like micellar water or whatever it might be, was ticking those boxes for me was really, really important. So that was kind of my first like real introduction to like exactly what Superdrug offered in that way. So for me, actually this partnership, that's what's made it so effective too, is we know our customer kind of often feels strongly about the same things and also just doesn't want to compromise. Like, I want to have some micellar water without it having been in a rabbit's eyes. Like, is that too much to ask? Clearly Superdrug doesn't think so. And so we're able to kind of work on this really effectively. And that's been, I think, a key part of, you know, when I found that out 4 years ago to working with them now. That's such a big part of my journey. I think it's also just key to anyone also going on that journey when they're trying to get more cruelty-free and vegan stuff, has been being able to go there and just not, in the same way as like our protein, you know it's all vegan, and all of our supplements, you know they're all vegan. Like, you don't need to kind of be checking everything. That is, I found it's been the same at like Superdrug Beauty as well. So I've always loved that and have been a big fangirl, especially the micellar water with the vitamin E. It's really good. You love this? It's got vitamin E and it's really good.
Brilliant. Well,
thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
This has been really, really great. There's room for you to get pictures with the balloon arch and everything. Try the supplements.
jazzy juices.
Oh yeah,
Jazzy
very
juices.
good jazzy juices. I've got the peach iced tea one here, which is like they're not just they're mixed with water. They're like made into a little cocktail, so they're really nice. And yeah, let us know if you have any questions, if we can help you with anything. Thank you so much for coming. It honestly means the world to have people come and support and see the partnership. Yeah, we can't thank you enough for that. I know it's your time, and I appreciate everyone who's kind of been able to give that up to spend time with us, and it's great to meet you all, and I can't wait to meet you properly through there.
I hope you're feeling okay. Maybe definitely get some juices after said workout. And thank you for joining us at home and at home, if we're still on SHREDDY. But yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you.